Hi, let's talk about the signs of spiritual awakening, because as you go on this path, on this desire to awaken spiritually and find who or what you truly are, there seems to be more stages to it. And what seems to be a usual thing is after the realization, there is the honeymoon phase. And then many things come back up. It is quite apparent to assume that a lot of people have their mind come back. The ego comes back and different things need to be processed and played out. That is why I've spoken about from the perspective of the chakras, that you awaken or realize in anahata, but then as you get more centered in your being, as the mind gets more pure, the energy moves still upward. So there is that sense in the honeymoon phase, you could say that you are just awakened, but a lot of things have not been digested and the discernment still needs maturing. So what are some points that we could talk about, or some things which happen on this journey which show us that there is progression? Or rather than progression, I would say more surrendering and more dissolution of the ego identity. Ego identity means you being identified with your body and with your mind. It creates the feeling of being separate, of individuality. And that doesn't mean that when you spiritually awaken, you have no individuality. It just creates the illusion of that your individuality means separation, that there is no intimacy or connection with the whole. It creates the feeling of me and everyone else, me and the world, me versus the universe, which is really bad, which is really painful and creates a lot of loneliness. So, some points. You have less fear and less anxiety. You care less about what people think about you. You start noticing that certain thought patterns, which used to be there, no longer come around. An important thing are reactions. You start to not react to a lot of things. Because reaction is unconscious, response is conscious. What does it mean is that reactions happen because there is not enough space between the feeling that comes up and then what is you. There is not enough space to see or have time to do things differently than how we are conditioned to act or do things. So let's say I say something very triggering to you, and now it's very mainstream to something triggers you, so they are very wrong, they should not trigger you. And people will like to play victim and, this is very triggering because of my past, so you are in the wrong, you should be punished for triggering me. What you are saying is that you are not responsible for how you feel, and other people should take full responsibility of your own feelings and of your actions. So that goes with another thing. It goes with responsibility. You start to become responsible for everything which happens inside of you and for everything which you do outwardly too. Because as long as you do not take responsibility for your actions, reactions, thinking, feeling, oh, he made me angry, she made me angry, I am mad because I feel sad because you did this, and then shifting the blame, or having these reasons of upset because they did it. It is okay being upset about something in the situation that happened. It is okay to be angry. There is nothing wrong with the emotion. What is wrong is that you do not take responsibility and deal with it within yourself with taking responsibility. Very many people in the unconscious do not take responsibility. You wanna hurt someone because they made you feel a certain way. But you do not see that it is your choice. As long as it's unconscious, you are a slave to the other one because they make you feel a certain way. And it goes for pleasant feelings too. That's why relationships become very toxic, because they make you feel happy. You do not take responsibility for your action as long as the other person fulfills you, as long as the other people make you angry. It goes both ways. So one thing that happens is you start to take responsibility, and that gives you a great power of being able to feel any way you would like. If you consciously choose to feel happy, you can feel happy. And that is very triggering if that triggers someone. If your mind now went, what the fuck, that's wrong, or blah blah blah, anything, you see that it is very triggering for you that you would take responsibility, and that there is even a possibility of not feeling a certain way. Because it was always your choice, and you're the one who creates this experience for yourself. But if you are like, yes, this is very normal. If I want to feel happy, I feel happy. It doesn't have to depend or anything on the outside. Then that is very good. I feel like the biggest deal would be the reactions, and that all old patterns fall off. Because old patterns falling off means that something has been there for too long, which no longer serves you. So it gets let go. It gets dropped. It gets seen that it's stale inside of you. And it gets discarded. The feeling of becoming more conscious also seems to have its phases. There seems to be the initial feeling of being alive, which, if you ask anyone, they're like, yeah, of course, I feel I'm being alive. But even the movement, the smallest first initial movement of becoming more conscious, more present, creates such distinct aliveness, which makes people cry. It makes them cry in just joy. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to, and it's not even that big. It's not that big of a deal. But again, in the perspectives of chakras, since I talked about them here on the channel, just the movement of opening the Muladhara and the first experience of any energy getting higher level of consciousness while still being in the first stages creates such aliveness. And even if you get a glimpse for half a second of something being alive, like you look at the tree, and even half a second of noticing its aliveness within the tree can bring you to your knees, because the change is so much there, and it always has been there, but the attention is so stuck in the mind that it doesn't notice it. That's all. It's very simple. Just your attention is so much on your life, your things, how things are going, how they're gonna go, how they went, and what are you about to do next, or what are you doing now, and I need to get this, I need to do that, my problems, All of these things, once they start to drop off due to your spiritual practice, due to just more trusting in life and letting go, the more freeing, calm, and peaceful things are gonna become, the more alive they're gonna become. And that shows that you are on a good track. I think that's it. More videos later.